Hey guys, so today I'm doing another questions and answers video, and as always, make sure to follow me on both Instagram and Twitter if you would like to be included in my next video. And I love the feedback I got on my last one with the question of the video. You guys gave me some amazing comments, and I had so many comments from people saying that they were really excited to read all the different experiences and feedback that other people left in the comments, and that really helped them out. So I will have two questions of the video for this video, and basically those are going to be questions that I'm going to answer with my own personal experience, but I would love it if you guys could add your own personal thoughts and opinions to the comments below, and people watching this video can then read your comments and kind of get points of view and stuff and not just mine. And I will notify you when it's going to be the two questions of the video once they come up. So the first question is from Rachel, and she says, I'm going to a new school and I'm really scared to meet all the new people. Do you have any advice? Number one, I would say being able to meet new people is a really exciting thing, but I do understand how it can be a little scary if you are shy like I am, or you're just a little bit more cautious and reserved. I think the number one thing you have to do is show a genuine interest in wanting to get to know the other people. When you are meeting someone new and you ask them a lot of questions about themselves, what they like to do, what their interests are, people really pick up on that. I think to have someone that is genuinely wanting to get to know you is a really attractive thing, especially when you're first meeting someone. And so I think if you demonstrate that to other people, they will automatically like you, and that will kind of grow and build. And at least in my own experience, whenever we had a new kid come to school, everyone kind of talked about them. And I think if you give a good impression of being friendly and open-minded, then that's just going to kind of spread, and everyone will be like, hey, the new girl is super cool, you should get to know her. Other than that, I would say use it as a chance to reinvent yourself if you want to be thought of in a different way, or you want to kind of start over and have a new chance to be the person you want to be. Caitlin says, have you seen any good scary movies lately? And I really haven't, but I'm excited for the movie The Gift. I think it comes out next week. It looks really similar to like 1 Hour Photo, which is a little bit of an older movie, but basically when you used to have those disposable cameras, you would have to take them into a place to get the film developed. And the movie, like, the idea of it is the guy who develops the pictures, like, follows this family, and he, like, grows with them every time they bring in the camera. But he sees, like, their birthdays, weddings, special events, Christmas time, all this stuff. And I'm not going to tell you the whole plot of the movie because it gets creepy, but The Gift movie looks kind of similar to that, like someone that's kind of a little bit obsessed with someone else, watching them, just all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to see that movie. Carla says, how do you deal with the negativity on the internet and in real life? Now, my kind of thought for negativity on the internet is you have to be aware that when people can be anonymous or feel anonymous, they're going to say things they wouldn't normally say, and they're going to feel like they can kind of get away with it in a way. And I think that's going to open up a platform where people are more willing to say just really terrible things that maybe they don't mean, or they don't, you know, they would never say in another like real life situation. So realizing that, I've been able to kind of take every mean or negative comment with like a grain of salt, because I mean, the way I think about it is, if you think about like hotel reviews, if you go on to a hotel and you read the reviews, now, unless it's like a really, really terrible hotel, most hotels will have some negative reviews of people just complaining about anything and everything. And I think that's because the mentality behind writing a review, a lot of people, at least on hotel reviews, they're going to just write negative things. Like if you have an amazing time, now there are exceptions. Some people just don't take the time to like praise things, you know, but if there is a problem, they'll take the time to write out a very strongly worded negative review. It's just kind of human nature. So I kind of take that into consideration when I am reading mean comments. You know, of course, like the more positive comments mean so much more to me, and your love and support is the main reason that I keep making these videos. So I try to focus on those comments and kind of just take the negative comments and kind of push them out of my mind and not let them affect me too much. Kate says, have you had any really funny comments? And I have. I've noticed on Instagram I've had a trend of like little boys, like a lot younger than me, commenting really hilarious stuff, so I'll probably insert a few of those now. One kid actually wrote something, and his comment was so funny that I went to his page to look at his like pictures, and he had an Instagram picture of himself in like, literally, I'm not even kidding, like footy Barney pajamas, and it said like, ready for my first sleepover. I think he was like 8 or 9 years old, and it's just dawning on me that now the internet, the kids are getting younger and younger on here, so it's just kind of funny, and I tend to get really funny comments from little boys that are like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old on Instagram. So I might make a video like my funniest Instagram comments, because I've gotten a lot that are pretty funny and some that are a little weird and creepy, but mostly just funny and cute. Gemma says, what's your next big purchase? And I've mentioned this a while back that I wanted a Burberry swimsuit. I've also been in the market for a really nice purse that I could use, but I think more than that, I'm going to focus more of my money into traveling and experiencing the world and seeing different places more so than material items. When I was younger, I used to buy a ton of clothes and makeup and just a bunch of things that I didn't really need, and now that I'm older, I'm kind of realizing just the importance of memories and seeing different places in the world, and just how those things, as cheesy as it sounds, are really priceless, and that's kind of just what I want to focus more of my money towards now. So this next question is going to be the first question of the video, which again means you can leave your own comments and thoughts and advice for Andrea below, but she asks, what is your thought on double texting? When do you feel like you should stop texting someone, and does it mean anything if people don't respond? I've talked about this a little bit, but I would love to hear thoughts on this because I'm still a little bit up in the air about this subject. Typically, if I text someone and they don't answer, I probably will text them once more, just in case, you know, maybe they want to change the subject or maybe they don't like the question I'm asking them. I always give them a chance to just talk about something else. And then at that point, if someone doesn't answer and it's been like 2 messages in, I kind of stopped texting them, honestly. And I know maybe that's bad, you know, maybe they just got busy or something, but I don't ever want to like bother someone. And I also am a big believer in, if someone is not making you a priority or they're too busy to talk to you or whatever, like, they probably just don't really care that much, because it takes literally no time to text someone and just be like, hey, look, I'm busy right now, I can't talk tonight, let's talk tomorrow. Or hey, I'm going out of town this weekend with my friends, let's talk next week. Or hey, I got back with my ex-girlfriend, so, you know, I don't really have that much desire to text you. Or even, hey, you know, from getting to know you, I think we're just really different. Like, I don't really see this going anywhere, so I don't really see much of a point in us talking. Or whatever. I'm kind of saying it in more of like a, I guess, like romantic texting scenario, because if it's like a friend of mine and they don't answer me, like, I don't get worried about it. Like, I figure they'll answer eventually anyways. So I'm kind of keeping this like romantic based. And so yeah, I mean, my like advice would just be, you know, try, but at some point have respect for yourself that if this person is not also wanting to initiate a conversation or keep one going, you know, there probably are better people out there that will, and that will make you feel like they're engaging in a conversation with you. And this is going to be the second question of the video, and the reason that there are 2 questions is because this second one is a little bit more controversial, and I feel like not everyone has had experience with this and can't give advice, or maybe doesn't want to give advice on this question. So if you'd like to only answer the first question, that was the one about double texting, what you should do if you've been texting someone and they won't reply, definitely go ahead and leave your thoughts and comments on that. And now on to the second question. It comes from Elizabeth, and she says, have you ever smoked weed? What are your thoughts and opinions on it? And how would you deny smoking weed if your friends are pressuring you to do it? Now, first of all, I have smoked weed before. I was in high school and it just was not for me. I did it once. I didn't really like it. My experience wasn't great. I kind of felt a little paranoid, kind of freaked out, honestly. And it was very similar to if you have ever seen the Perks of Being a Wallflower movie. It was very similar to that clip. Like, that's how I kind of felt. And it just wasn't enjoyable for me. And I was with people that were really experienced, so I don't know. I just kind of decided it's not really my thing. But I never felt pressured or like people were forcing me into doing anything, and you really should never feel that, especially from your friends, because that can just be very dangerous just with other things. You never want to feel like you have to do something to impress people or to be their friend or to be liked or anything like that. And luckily for me, I've never felt like that. I've always been very upfront and straightforward. If I don't want to do something or I don't feel comfortable, I won't do it. And I think as far as getting out of situations like that, number one, the best option would be to just tell someone straight up, hey, look, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to drink, I don't want to do this drug, or whatever the thing happens to be. But if for some reason you feel like you can't do that, or you don't feel like you're strong enough to do that, or whatever, I think a good way to kind of get out of something, especially in high school, is to blame it on your parents, because mostly in high school everyone lives with their parents, and mostly everyone is kind of afraid of their parents and afraid of getting in trouble with their parents. So I feel like if someone was, you know, telling you to smoke or forcing you to smoke or making you feel pressured to smoke weed and you didn't want to, you could always say, look, my parents drug test me, or my parents, you know, will be home tonight, they'll be able to smell it on me. Just blame it on them, and most people aren't going to push further than that. And like I said, if they really do force you more or pressure you more, those aren't your true friends, and those are really not people you should spend your time with, because real friends wouldn't do that to you. moving on to other experiences with it, like I said, I really haven't had many because I don't smoke and I'm not around people that smoke. Although in California it is legal, so it's a lot more prevalent there, I've seen. And one time I went on a date with a guy in California and he was really late to our date, and he texted me and he's like, hey, it's probably gonna be like another 30 minutes until I get there. And he said I had to stop at the dispensary. And I was a little confused because, like I said, I don't smoke, I'm not familiar with it. And basically the dispensary, he had to stop there to go pick up weed so he could smoke before our date. And I was a little offended, a little kind of weirded out because I am not used to that. I told a few friends about it and they said, you know, some people smoke kind of as someone would like casually drink. It calms them down, makes them more comfortable. And, you know, some people said it's not that big of a deal that he did that. Some other people said that's really rude that he did that. So, like I said, I don't really know because I have literally no experience with it. But like I said, my biggest advice to you would just be find people that aren't going to make you feel pressured and make your own decisions. You are in charge of your own life and your body, and you should never do something you don't want to do to fit in or feel cool or accepted because you're just with the wrong people if that's how you feel. So that is it for all of my questions. Like I said, definitely go ahead and answer the 2 questions that I offered today because I know they're very, very different and I'm expecting to see a lot of different comments and opinions and thoughts below. I'm excited to read them and I'll see you guys later. Bye!